Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're taking an evidence-based look at lupus, an autoimmune condition that affects about 1.5 million Americans and at least 5 million people worldwide. Over the next several minutes, I'll guide the discussion, asking questions you might be considering, while my co-host, Alara Sky, unpacks the research and the practical steps that can help listeners understand and manage the cellular mechanisms driving this disease.
Thanks, Ethan. Lupus develops when the immune system misidentifies the body's own connective tissues as foreign and launches a sustained inflammatory assault. Because connective tissues are everywhere, symptoms can surface in the skin, joints, kidneys, heart, lungs, or brain. That systemic reach explains why fatigue, joint stiffness, fevers, or a photosensitive rash can all belong to the same diagnosis. Recognizing the breadth of potential involvement is pivotal. It tells us lupus is fundamentally a whole-body condition, not merely a dermatological concern.
Prevalence shows a strong sex bias. Roughly 9 of every 10 cases occur in women, typically between ages 15 and 44, when estrogen levels peak. A third of patients also navigate at least one additional autoimmune disorder, underscoring how hormonal balance and immune regulation interlock. Those statistics highlight the need to evaluate energy production, vitamin D status, and dietary influences, core variables that shape immune tone long before symptoms appear.
It is equally important to understand that lupus isn't a single entity. 4 primary types exist. Systemic lupus, the most common, reaches major organs in about half of cases. Cutaneous lupus remains skin-focused, appearing as discoid, scar-prone plaques or widespread subacute lesions that generally heal without scarring. Drug-induced lupus mimics systemic disease, yet usually resolves when the triggering medication, often procainamide, hydralazine, or quinidine, is discontinued. Finally, neonatal lupus affects newborns of mothers with specific autoantibodies. Most signs clear within 6 months, though congenital heart block may persist.
That drug-induced category reminds us that external inputs matter. More than 46 different medications, ranging from certain antiarrhythmics to common antibiotics, have been documented to provoke lupus-like reactions. If new fevers, rashes, or joint pain appear soon after starting a prescription, discussing that timing with a clinician can prevent unnecessary escalation and let the immune system reset once the agent is withdrawn.
Symptom patterns often fluctuate. Extreme fatigue heads the list, joined by joint swelling, low-grade fevers, headaches, mouth ulcers, hair loss, and the hallmark butterfly rash across nose and cheeks. About half of systemic patients develop Raynaud's phenomenon, where fingers or toes blanch, then turn blue and red with cold or stress. Because no single symptom confirms lupus, clinicians look for clusters that repeat and correspond to inflammatory markers in blood tests, such as anti-nuclear antibodies.
On a structural level, lupus is sometimes called a collagen vascular disease because the immune attack degrades collagen, the protein that reinforces skin, ligaments, and blood vessels. Collagen loss intensifies joint pain and skin fragility. Restoring dietary collagen becomes practical therapy, and homemade bone broth is an economical source. Pressure cooking grass-fed beef or pastured chicken bones for 4 hours liberates collagen, chondroitin sulfates, and glucosamine that support connective tissue repair and may calm joint inflammation.
Laboratory research adds depth. When mice lack the inhibitory receptor Siglec-G, their B cells overreact, leading to earlier, harsher lupus nephritis and collagen-induced arthritis. Human studies likewise find altered collagen fragments in blood associated with flare severity. Together, these findings suggest that strengthening collagen supply and restraining excessive B cell activity are complementary goals, one addressed through nutrition, the other through restoring regulatory checkpoints like vitamin D and hormone balance.
Vitamin D is a cornerstone. Deficiency is widespread in systemic lupus, and the 5-year VITAL trial showed that daily supplementation reduced new autoimmune diagnoses by 22%. Beyond the vitamin itself, sun exposure produces additional photoproducts that benefit vascular and immune health. Practical guidance is to maintain serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D between 60 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. Below 40 nanograms, risk for flares and other chronic diseases rises sharply.
Achieving that range means measuring, adjusting, and remeasuring. If baseline levels fall under 40, combine safe midday sunlight with vitamin D3 capsules, then retest after 3 or 4 months. Dose decisions should consider skin tone, latitude, season, and body weight. Optimized levels correlate not only with quieter lupus activity, but also with improved bone density, muscle function, and mood. Testing converts supplementation from guesswork into precise, personalized therapy.
Cellular energy status ties everything together. Dr. Mercola emphasizes that sluggish mitochondria create fertile ground for chronic inflammation. 2 offenders receive special focus: excess linoleic acid from industrial seed oils and estrogen dominance. Both elevate intracellular calcium, drive free radical formation, and blunt thyroid-driven metabolism. An energy-deficient cell is more vulnerable to autoimmune misfires because repair and regulatory pathways stall when ATP is scarce.
Correcting estrogen excess begins with food choices and stress management, then may extend to bioidentical progesterone. Taken transmucosally, dissolved into natural vitamin E and rubbed on the gums, 25 to 50 milligrams about 30 minutes before bedtime antagonizes estrogen, blunts cortisol, boosts GABA, and promotes restorative sleep. Transdermal creams are less effective because skin enzymes convert much of the hormone into inactive metabolites. Menstruating women typically use progesterone during the luteal phase. Others may employ daily dosing for several months, then pause for a week.
Dietary fats need equal scrutiny. Reducing linoleic acid means eliminating soybean, corn, canola, sunflower, and safflower oils, and limiting conventionally raised chicken and pork, which are LA-rich. Favor grass-fed ruminant fats, avocado oil, or coconut oil to keep LA below 2% of total calories. As membranes stabilize, oxidative stress drops, and immune cells regain the energy they need to regulate rather than attack host tissue.
Broader lifestyle factors lock in progress. Regular movement improves lymphatic flow and hormone clearance. Structured stress reduction, breathwork, journaling, time in nature, dampens cortisol spikes that sabotage mitochondrial growth. Nutritionally, ginger offers a dual benefit. It restrains neutrophil extracellular trap formation linked to lupus flares and is easy to cultivate at home for teas or cooking. Combining these elements builds a stable anti-inflammatory foundation.
One additional variable is electromagnetic exposure. High-intensity fields from Wi-Fi routers, 5G antennas, and even unshielded wiring can raise intracellular calcium, amplifying the same oxidative cascade triggered by linoleic acid. Practical mitigation is straightforward. Turn off wireless devices at night. Favor grounded Ethernet for stationary computers, and use airplane mode when carrying a phone against the body. These small, low-cost adjustments reduce background stress on mitochondria and complement nutritional and hormonal interventions.
Layering in sensible technology hygiene completes the holistic picture. As listeners integrate dietary, hormonal, and environmental adjustments, tracking symptoms, lab values, and lifestyle choices in a journal or digital app can reveal patterns within weeks. Those insights guide smarter decisions and encourage collaboration with an integrative clinician who appreciates cellular-level factors. Lupus management is dynamic. Responsive tweaks sustain remission and enhance quality of life.
Let's consolidate the key takeaways. First, lupus targets collagen-rich tissues but is modifiable through nutrition, hormone balance, and environmental awareness. Second, reinforce connective tissue with collagen-dense foods like bone broth. Third, test and optimize vitamin D using sunlight when possible. Fourth, curb linoleic acid and rebalance estrogen with bioidentical progesterone when appropriate. Fifth, address stress and electromagnetic exposure to protect mitochondrial output. These steps collectively restore the cellular wisdom the body needs to maintain immune harmony.
Lupus can be daunting, yet understanding these levers turns a complex diagnosis into actionable steps. Evaluate vitamin D, monitor dietary fats, consider progesterone, cultivate movement, manage stress, and practice smart technology habits. Consistency invites remission and supports long-term well-being. Thank you for joining us on Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Alara Skye with Ethan Foster. Stay informed, stay proactive, and we'll meet you next time with more clarity on the science of lasting health.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.